Hello, this is Callan Williamson. You guys all know me from the start of our class. And this is for the WALA assignment number 2, the review of a learning environment. So the learning environment I picked was the track and field at Skeena Middle School. This isn't Skeena Middle School in the picture. Unfortunately, couldn't find a good picture, and I don't have a really good camera or a way of live streaming effectively, so I did it this way. So this is a picture to give you an idea. So the reason I picked this space to review is because I actually used it last summer during kind of the height of the pandemic when we were all locked down. The reason being is my students at that time were all practical nursing students, and we had been doing face-to-face instruction. And then we had to make an abrupt change to the online modality, and they weren't fans, and which was understandable. I didn't have a lot of time to prep my 3 courses that needed to be taught. And it was kind of a shit show, for lack of a better term. But we made it work, but they were tired of doing the distance, so we picked a warm, sunny afternoon on a weekend to all meet together. And it worked fairly well, but I think it would have worked better with some more forethought and planning. So the criteria I chose were lighting, noise, temperature, ease of access, the layout, tools and technology, quality, safety, and context. And then I gave and I can use this for any environment, I feel, and I used a score from 1 to 5 for each. So for this, for the track and field, for lighting, I gave the space a rank of 3 because it was well lit, because it was a cloudy, sunless day. Unfortunately, it was way too bright, made it actually difficult to see, and we couldn't adjust the lighting, obviously. I then picked noise. So the noise level, I gave it a rank of 4. The noise level of the space was great. We were the only people there. Unfortunately, it's uncontrollable, so I took away a point just in case if another group showed up or people were using it, we may not be able to hear effectively. Temperature was the next one. I gave it a rank of 2 out of 5. Again, bright sunny day, cloudless, was really nice. Again, we can't control the temperature, and that day was one of the hottest days of last summer. So myself and the students were uncomfortably hot, which made us only last about 40 minutes out there. Ease of access, gave it a 5. There's a bus route that goes directly there. Lots of parking for if you want to drive. It's in walking distance of the town. And we picked that space specifically because it was close to all the students' homes and my own home. And it does have a concrete ramp that goes directly to the track, making it wheelchair accessible. Layout, I gave it a 5 as well. There's benches along the track to sit on. We had room to physically distance, room for belongings to be placed safely, and there was room to stand, sit, and move around as needed to keep comfortable. Tools and tech, I gave it a 1. There's no tools and technology there, really. One of the students brought a personal laptop, but it was too sunny to even be able to use it and see the screen. Again, I would say this criterion isn't very important, given the context of it being an informal and outdoor class. Quality of the environment, so that speaks to the cleanliness and repair or usability of the equipment or the physical room itself or space. So benches were in good repair, not a lot of them, but we're a small class of 5, so not an issue. Track was in good condition, and I'll get to why that was important when we get to the context. The field had been mowed, so great. I only gave it a rank of 2 because no washrooms were available. And there was no water sources if someone needed to get a drink, and there were no cleaning supplies. Safety, give it a rank of 3, mostly because there was no mask, gloves, or sanitizer available, except what we brought ourselves. But it is a wide open space and safe. Sun sun exposure was a risk, but I told everyone to bring sunscreen. And a safety plan was easy to develop. It was just call 911 if needed, i.e., in like an allergic reaction to a bee sting or a bug bite, or an injury from falls or something. And then the context, and I made a little note to myself that context is king, as my dad likes to say. I gave it a 5. In my opinion, the space met the mark as an experiential place-based learning environment, so it met the mark for the college's mission statement. The lesson being taught fit the context of the space, that the lesson was specifically around stress management and physical activity. So I had encouraged the students to use the space as an inspiration for stress management activities and physical activities that could be used for that. And then we did a few of them. So we did some yoga in the field, we did a lap around the track, we lounged in the sun for 10 minutes. It was very nice. And then finally, it supported the it was usable for for myself, the instructor, and the students, especially in the context of COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdown. Thank you very much for listening to my little video, and I hope you had a great weekend.